Hi, welcome back to another Wind Down Wednesday.
Hello, everybody.
So it is September. It might start to be kind of fall for most of you people around the country, but down here in Florida, we are still, unfortunately, in our summertime
Blazing
pattern.
summer.
So in our late afternoon, early evenings, which is when we record the videos, we are still getting our massive thunderstorms that come through.
You know, the thunderstorms kind of cut the heat a little bit.
So it does, but it does not make for a very good environment for filming in the wine garden.
It's not raining right now. I mean, we could have done it outside.
I'm not going to take the chance because you know exactly what would happen. We set up the camera out there, and then it starts pouring down rain.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah, so we're just going to be, and you know what? We're in the air conditioning, so I can appreciate that after how warm I was getting last week.
We're doing something that a wine we've never even heard of before.
Now, we've had the resident red wine before. That's kind of like a staple with Scout and Cellar, but this is the Gruner Veltliner.
Let me show you the label.
So you may have heard of this wine before. We've tried some of the other labels that are through Scout and Cellar with this type of wine. It's the closest thing you can describe it as would be like a Riesling. This one, I think it also says like a Pinot Grigio. It's kind of like a mix between those two types of wine.
It even looks like a Pinot, or it looks like a Riesling bottle.
Right, because it's like that really slender, tall kind of bottle.
Do you think they put them in bottles like that for a reason?
I don't know if there's like a psychology behind it or if it has something to do with the type of grape.
Red Riesling.
And then why because there's white wines that come in just the traditional shaped bottle. So maybe that would be something that we could look up and see.
Bottle styles?
Yeah, if it has anything to do with...
Green bottles.
With the taste of the wine. I don't know.
I'm getting floral.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else in particular?
Play-Doh?
No, not Play-Doh.
No,
really?
I'm just kidding. A little.
It smells like Play-Doh?
I've been messed up lately. I'm like off.
Your smeller is not working properly? Okay, well...
No, it is very floral.
Because that's not really any of the notes in this wine, but...
Sorry.
It's a dirty dish rag. It's described as earthy and crisp. Okay, so it's kind of like your traditional white, like Riesling... Pinot Grigio. Now that you taste it, what are you getting?
It's definitely not like anything we've had before. Honestly, this is
any particular fruit flavor you're getting?
Pears and let me do it again. Hold on.
Okay. I'm really curious. There's notes in here that I'm not quite sure about, but because they said it was like a dry Riesling, I was like, oh, okay, I'm sold. I like that.
Pears, maybe a slight apricot flavor,
okay,
peachy.
Okay.
But it's not really super light as a Riesling. It's a little heavier than a regular Riesling.
What about the dryness?
It's, I would say, medium well dryness.
Okay.
Like if you're talking about a steak, this is medium well. I'll take a deep whiff of that.
Yeah, I did.
What are you getting out of it?
See, I already know the notes of this wine, so when I'm smelling it, I can pick up on some of those. But if I didn't know the notes of the wine, yes, it is Austrian.
Austrian.
So it's lemon curd, peach, mango, and white pepper. It says with a complex texture and acidity.
Maybe that's what the white pepper.
The white pepper? Well, they said the white pepper is what's supposed to make it kind of like that they said like extra dry.
Mm.
Do you get like extra dry with this?
I don't get extra dry. I'm having a carrot. Let me see what happens.
Well,
what do you think?
I do. It's like semi-dry. I think there's definitely other white wines that we've had that definitely I get much more of that
bite
on my tongue. This is sort of dry.
It's good though, isn't it?
But it's kind of like earthy and crisp. Maybe it's the earthy. Like I don't. This is definitely more of. I get like a rich kind of flavor to it.
Mm-hmm. It's
not crisp. I don't get crisp.
Not at all.
No. Sorry, Scout and Cellar, I disagree with that description.
I don't know who's writing these descriptions, but
I'm not sure who does that.
Maybe they've had too much.
Wouldn't you love to have that job though, to come up with these descriptions and like the the quirky little stories.
I would think it has to be by committee. Honestly, I mean, you can't just write that.
Just have one person. You have to have a consensus.
Yes, you can't just say just say things about
true.
wine. Wine is like a very important thing, especially when you're selling wine. I mean, they're kind of spot on with some of the other things that they say, but honestly, it's all up to the individual. It really is up to the individual. It's up to the individual's tastes, your taste buds, your sense of smell. I think everything boils down to with each wine. Now, everybody's going to have similarities with different wines, but this is definitely a good Riesling, I would say.
Well, I'm sure there are professional sommeliers that are tasting these wines to come up with these descriptions, who know what to look for and know how to describe the different tastes. We are definitely novices, and we are not experts. But
after the carrot, I'm almost getting like a raspberry taste.
Well, I just tried with some of this soft, like chive cheese with there, so I'm curious to taste this afterwards. But a lot of really interesting information about this wine. So pardon me for a second while I take a sip.
Mm-hmm. What do you like it?
I do. I'm normally not a big fan of mango. I get a little bit of that taste here, but it's not overpowering.
I get the feeling you don't really like this.
It's not what I expected.
Really?
This does not taste like Riesling to me. Or Pinot Grigio.
What does it taste like?
I don't, it's a white that I can't describe. It's like,
But is it
nothing,
drinkable?
Yeah, of course.
Or is it something that you wouldn't do again?
No, I do. I like it. You know me, when like chilling the whites, I could almost go for it to be a little bit colder.
You're so cold, you're so cold, cold, cold.
I just saw somebody post about that, about how like if you don't randomly just bust out in song lyrics after like a conversation, like in the middle of a conversation, we can't be friends.
That's what sanguines are. I'm a sanguine.
I do that all the time too. I'm not a sanguine, but I love music. So it's like anytime it's just like certain words pop up in a conversation, I'll start singing a song that has those lyrics or something like that. And
yes.
my kids absolutely hate it. They just find it so embarrassing.
I do it.
I love it.
I do it.
I think I got it from my mom. She does that all the time too.
I just randomly say things that I hear on TV and commercials to her all the time.
And funny, I often know what reference he's
She knows
making.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, that's why we're such a perfect pair.
She knows that if you say submit, I'm going to say submit.
You know, like, let's put this in context. It's like whenever you're on the computer and you have to hit the submit button for something, he's like, and he'll make like little sounds too. He'll go like, boop, like, because it doesn't actually make a sound, but he's got to have that sound effect. I'm going to be like, submit. And then as soon as he says that, I know the next words out of his mouth are going to be, submit to me.
Submit to me. Well, there was an old political commercial, and they painted this guy, this politician, out to be this, like he was like forcing women to submit to him. And in the ad, it was like a dark video of him going, submit to me, submit to me. And they played that commercial relentlessly over and over.
So that's all you can think of now whenever you hear it.
Right. And so now I think when I hear the word submit, I'm like, or on a website, it's like, submit to me, submit to me.
Okay, back to the wine. I'm going to give you a little more information about this wine since we don't have taste-o-vision yet, or smell-o-vision yet. I would imagine at some point in the future, they got to come up with that technology.
I'm sure in the metaverse somewhere there's
probably. So it says, Gruner is groovy. This fun alternative to dry styles of Riesling and Pinot Grigio is as crisp can be. I'm sorry, I'm not getting like super crisp with this. Typically, this wine is all the rage with sommeliers because it pairs with so many foods. Has high acidity, which makes it perfect for cheese and first courses. I could see that as like an appetizer. And the kiss of white pepper leaves it quite dry. I don't know. I feel like I've had white wines that are way more dry than this.
No, time out. Just had 2 cheeses. Had the crumbly blue, okay?
Okay.
I got bite.
Okay.
Had the onion, the caramelized onion, boar's head cheese, which is the best on earth. And I didn't get the bite. But of course, she won't eat crumbly blue, but I will.
Not my favorite.
Don't
cross the cheeses.
Don't cross the streams.
Well, so I have this special cheddar that we found. It's like an extra sharp white cheddar, but it also has like a Parmesan mixed in with it.
That's the Parmesan one?
I'm just curious to see how that might play off with this because Parmesan kind of makes things a little bit like a drier
That's a good cheese.
taste. It is really good.
It's a good cheese. Is that Boar's Head?
Mm.
No?
No, it was another brand that was on sale. We got it buy one get one free. Remember? We were like, well, we're in a pinch. We'll just grab
sure
it real
it wasn't
fast.
Boar's Head?
I'm positive. I'll show you the label
Oh.
later. But so I like the taste of that Parmesan and the cheddar cheese mixed together with this wine.
Oh, yeah.
It adds a little bit of like saltiness,
Mm-hmm.
but it plays off really nicely with the flavors in the wine.
It does. And this would definitely be a wine to drink with cheeses. If you're going to have different
I agree.
cheeses.
Like they said in there, like a
Smoked Gouda?
first course. I didn't try that one. I'm curious to see.
Well,
It's
how about
smoky. It's smoky Gouda.
How about a pre-dinner? We're just relaxing people, company's over.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
We're
like an
having
appetizer
cheese.
wine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Now, it does say that it pairs really well with oysters on the half shell. I'm definitely not a fan of oysters. My mom just sent me this thing the other day about like all the health benefits of oysters, because almost as a joke.
She's trying to get us to eat oysters.
She knows how much I hate them.
I don't like oysters.
It's a texture thing for me.
We
and
agree.
It's probably like the taste as
We
well,
agree.
but
We don't
sorry.
eat them cooked or uncooked. We don't
Can't
eat
do
them.
it. But pairs well with seafood pasta and soft cheese plates. So,
Your mother's constantly trying to get us to go to the oyster bar in Claremont.
well, they serve other stuff there besides oysters.
Well, I know, but I don't want to go there. It's like everything's fried.
Hmm.
Although I'm kind of on a diet now.
Not the
that's-
raw oysters. Have you tried it with a peach?
Yes, I did.
What did you think about that?
I think it's a great wine.
You're not fruiting the wine tonight.
I think that this wine, honestly, is, in my opinion, 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm not going to go higher than that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try it. So, seafood pastas. We're not going as far as making seafood pasta because then we're gonna gain 50 pounds.
I have shrimp.
But okay, but this is the coconut shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we have some like orange marmalade. I'm curious with both of these. I just want to taste a little bit of the shrimp with this wine and see how that goes. But also with the orange marmalade, because of some of the other fruit flavors, I think that might kind of.
It might offset the. I don't know where they're getting the bite reference from or the dry reference from,
I'm not
because
sure
it's not
either.
a dry. Well, a little. Now that I add the fruit to it, a little bit of
Tastes a
dryness.
little dry?
Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit of dryness. I mean, it's a good wine. 7 out of 10. It's not something that makes me. There are wines that we've had that I don't like.
I think I'm going to agree. I've been out of different kind of white wines. This is not my favorite, but definitely drinkable, and I could certainly see this for like you said, an appetizer.
Yeah. There's no reason why you couldn't have a couple of bottles of this. Have some cheeses out. You got some smoked Gouda.
Mm-hmm.
You've got some caramelized onion. You've got that really good cheddar with Parmesan, and you got crumbly blue if you like real blue cheese.
I think with this shrimp, I get more of the pepper taste.
Do you?
Yeah. So it almost kind of gives it a little bit more of a bite, like on the back of your tongue. So this wine is 12.5% alcohol and 1.5 grams per liter of residual sugar. So a little bit higher than most of the wine. It gets stuck in. It'll splash up onto your face. But 1.5 grams per liter of residual sugars. Oh my goodness. That's not appropriate.
That's great drama.
Oh my goodness.
Drama sells tickets.
Yes. And like we said, this wine is from Austria. So that's kind of unusual. I don't know that we have any other wines
I'm
from Austria.
I'm not Austrian, but I'm part Hungarian now.
Yes.
And you can have a little bit more of that.
Okay.
I am part Hungarian, and my mother has been to Austria.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to take a little bite of the shrimp, just a little.
Okay. So this is 100% Gruner Veltliner. And the ingredients are grapes, yeast, and sulfites, and that's it. That's all there is in this wine. So let me skip ahead. And this was a Scout Circle Unlocked. So this is normally one of the wines they have reserved for people who are in the wine club.
Tell them not to worry about the sulfites. Tell them.
Well, it's very low in sulfites. All of the wines are very low in sulfites. I used to have an issue with that with the white wines, and it would give me terrible headaches, so I had to switch and only drink red. But now I can drink these white wines and not get a headache.
Well, what we learned was we went to a professional wine tasting from the company, and every wine has sulfites in it.
Yes.
Every single wine does, and if they say they don't, they're lying. A lot of these diet wines that you see at the grocery store, some of them are really diet. And we've had them before. Some of them are really diet.
Yeah.
I mean, they're drinkable, but there's like zero sugar, and it's like, or I'm almost thinking they put artificial seasoning or
Sweeteners?
sweeteners in them,
Could be.
which is not good. You know what I mean? But this is a good wine. This is definitely a good wine. I'm a 7 out of 10 on this one.